Morning, everyone. Just waiting for everyone to arrive and then we can begin. Savannah, hello. And Lynn. Oh, you are speedy and on time, you two. I'm very impressed. Not even 12 o'clock yet, 11:59. Oh, lovely. Very nice to see you. Oh, let's do. Tracy, morning. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Jasmine, hello. Oh, I am so impressed with your timekeeping. You're my kind of people. Heather, so nice to see you. Welcome. Really good to see everyone. Carrie, morning. Morning. Alexandra, nice to see you too. Kezia, morning. Finally got the day off. Excellent. Good to see you, Kezia. Julie, welcome from California. It's so nice to see you. Hopefully not, well, let me think. Oh God, it is early for you still, isn't it? Like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm very impressed by your dedication. Thank you for being here. Emily Thomas, nice to see you too. Oh gosh, it's lovely. Isabella, sorry, my eyes. Very welcome to all of you. Charlie, second time being here. Wow. Is it second time's a charm? Something like that, they say. It's very nice to see you. Welcome, everyone. It's really lovely to have everyone here. Slightly different time this time, 12 o'clock. Don't think we've done this time before, have we? I'm kind of experimenting to see when is a good time. Morning, Soph. Nice to see you. Just waiting for everyone to join us. Oh, gosh, lovely. Very nice to see everyone. I was, can I get, I don't know what that means, Paula. I'm not too sure. Can you ask that again? I don't really know. I don't really know much about sleep apnea, so probably that's, I'm not sure if I'm the right person to answer that. Sally Howell-Bruzy from France. Bonjour. I hope you're having a good day. Do you live in France or are you on holiday there at the moment? Nice to see you. Very nice. Excellent. So I nearly did a poll, but then it took up the whole screen and I wasn't too sure about how to make it look smaller. So I was going to poll and see, because I'm going to do a live next Friday and I've got it in my diary for 10 o'clock in the morning. But then I was thinking, I wonder if it would be more useful to do 9 o'clock. I've got a meeting at 12, so I can't do it this time next week. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. And how has your week been? What's happened for you this week? Have you been all right? Have you had a good week or has it been a tricky week? And if it's been a tricky week, how have you managed to get through it? What's the things that have helped you? I'd be really interested to know. Oh, Sally, yes, we live in France, left the UK 6 months ago. Lovely. My sister lives in France. She lives in Brittany. Whereabouts are you? I love France. It's one of my favourite places. Okay, let's have a look. So we're going straight into questions. Peace World 23 is asking about self-confidence tips. So that's a good question because we all could do with a bit more self-confidence, couldn't we? So I've made a note of that, Peace World. Baby, I love that you like my happy vibes. It's just me. I am happy most of the time. I'm very lucky like that. Amira, thank you for sharing the live. That is very kind of you. Very nice of you to do that. I really appreciate if you like the live, you just like sit there tapping away on the screen, that sends little love hearts and likes, and that means that the algorithm can send it to more people, so more people can see it and hopefully get some help from it. So if you fancy doing that, if you've got strong fingers and you want to do that, that's great. And sharing it is really great as well. And you can do that just by, there's a little, oh, thank you, Anakin. I need to reply to your comment that I saw earlier on. I've not had a chance today. Yeah, so you can see a little arrow on the bottom right-hand screen that shares it to people. So you can either send it to specific people or you can just copy the link. But it will all be on my YouTube video anyway. But So thank you very much for doing that, and thank you for being here. Really appreciate you giving up your time to be here. Oh, Tracy, you've had a tricky week, and music gets you through. I'm tempted to burst into song there. Music is my first love, but I won't put that on you. But I'm sorry you've had a tricky week, but I'm really glad that you have that strategy to help you. Music is amazing, isn't it? You know, you can have that music, you can put a song on and it totally takes you to good times and sad times as well. But if you've got music that can help you get through the tricky times, I'm really pleased, Tracy. So, Lynn, I've had a tough week pain-wise. It's my birthday on Monday. Hopefully I'll be better. Oh, happy birthday, Lynn. So Lynn 250 is my lovely moderator. I'm very lucky on here that I have Lynn 250, Jasmine and Vicky Hodgson who moderate for me. They keep this a safe space. I couldn't do these without them. And Lynn 250 I'm sorry you've had a tricky week. But I really hope that you have a great birthday on Monday. Happy birthday to you for then. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, coughing away. Have a lovely birthday. I will put it in my diary so that I can wish you happy birthday on the day. Hopefully this will give you an hour to get into a little trancey state, and you won't feel anything other than just happiness to be here. But thank you for all your help, and thank you Jasmine and Vicky Hodgson too. Alexandra, mixed vibes week. So, and Sally's saying we live in the Haute-Vienne in central France. Lovely, very nice. I don't think I've been there. I've been to the Dordogne, and my brother used to live around the Loire. So beautiful place though. It's such a big country, isn't it? How lovely. Well, welcome to you. Isabella says my week has had ups and downs. Amira, thank you. Hope you're having a blessed Friday. I'm having a good Friday. I had my hair cut today. I'm not sure. It's still got that, do you know when you go to the hairdressers and they make it all bouncy and big? It's one of those things. I look at myself and I think, really can't wait to get in the shower and do it myself. It's not really me, all big and bouncy. But thank you, Amira. Lily says, yesterday was a bit challenging for me. I got through it by doing self-care, reading. Do you know, it's lovely to hear that, Lily, that you got through it. I think it's really important. It's an important message for everyone on here to know that we all go through times which are really, really hard. And it's listening to the messages that our nervous system is sending us and having strategies, collecting them in like a little treasure box of strategies. And self-care is one of the things that I always talk about. And so I'm so pleased that you have that strategy of self-care, Lily. Reading, for me, that does it for me too, you know. And sometimes it's like a really good novel. Sometimes I like to read sort of a workbook that's information based. At the moment I'm reading a biography of Shackleton. So what are you reading at the moment, Lily? What was the book that helped you? I'd be interested to know. Thank you, Heather, for sharing the live. That is good. Thank you very much. Jasmine, you had a mixed week, some positives, but overall felt a bit down. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my lovely. It's horrible, isn't it, when you have weeks like that? It's quite interesting to look and think, right, what's happened in the time leading up to this? What is it? Is it, you know, sometimes it can be hormones. Well, it's usually always something to do with hormones, but it can be, you know, events in our life, environment, people in our life that affect us. And when we can look at that and understand what's happened, then that can be a bit helpful. But I hope you're all right. I hope that you're all right. Let's have a look. Zanshin. Hey, it's really nice to see you. So Zanshin is also one of my moderators. So Zanshin, it's really nice to see you. Oh gosh, you're having troubles with connection. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm hoping, I think maybe it's from your end, unless anyone else is having that. I've got my Wi-Fi and it seems all to be working my end. I hope you're okay. But it's lovely to see you. Welcome. Debbie, oh gosh, I've had a very tough week but made it through. So what's the stuff that's helped you make it through, Debbie? I'm sorry to hear that you've had a tough week, but it's really important, and it's helpful for other people on these lives to come along and go, okay, I'm not the only one that's had a tough week. Let's see how other people have managed, because that's a really, really helpful thing, isn't it? To think, oh, maybe that would help me. Jasmine saying here, music really helps me. I love a long drive with my playlist in your lovely car, Jasmine. I can imagine. That's good. Oh, Haram police. Sister, you have a nice smoothing voice. Going to sleep listening to the voice. Well, sleep well, Haram. Very nice to have you here. Debbie's saying, just got up, happy I found you. Whenever I see you, I feel so much better. Oh, that's so nice, Debbie. I really appreciate that. I hope that you can enjoy this live and just have an hour of just chilledness. Alexandra's asking, what type of music do you like? Do I like? Well, I'm not big. I'm a real visual person. I'm not really big on music. I'm rubbish at knowing songs, or I know stuff that I like stuff can come on and it depends on my mood. Like sometimes I can, like a really beautiful piece of cello music can come on, but I don't know any names of stuff like that. I just search sometimes cello music and if I get lucky something nice will come on. I also like I don't know, I'm a real mixture. Like I really like some grime, you know, like my son who's away, he really likes grime. So I like, it makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. So Dave I think did a really good song about Grenfell Tower, and I really loved that because it kind of had a political vibe to it. But there's also things that, you know, like summery music, like oh my god, what am I thinking? I don't know. I'm not very musical, to be honest with you. I like if I'm in the car, I listen to talk radio, that kind of thing, and podcasts. So, what about you, Alexandra? What music do you like? That's interesting, isn't it? Carrie, not the best of weeks, but your videos keep me hoping. Oh, bless you. I know you're having difficulties at the moment with stuff going on at home. So keep going. I think it's very often when we're going through difficult times, it's really important to just simplify. Slow everything down, simplify. Just create as much sort of structure and order in a simple way as we possibly can. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I was going through a time where I just felt really overwhelmed by everything. It was just too much, and that really helped me to simplify. So I hope that can help you. Tracy, 379, lovely to see you. Hope you're all right. Just joined the live before I go to work at 2 p.m. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you. I am, and all the better for seeing you. I absolutely love seeing all of you, familiar faces, familiar names, coming along to these lives, because it just makes me feel, I just love seeing you. I see your comments in the week and I see the stuff that's going on for you, and it's just lovely to have you here. Let's have a look. Any more? I am aware, Peacewell 23, I'm going to answer your question on self-confidence. Megan, I'm having a tough week. I'm new here. Megan, I'm sorry to hear that you're having a tough week, but you're really welcome here. Thank you for being here. And hopefully this live can, for as long as you can stay, will be soothing and calming for you. If you are new here, if you perhaps are just sort of watching and thinking, what's this about? My name's Sarah, and I'm Sarah Aris. I'm a therapist. I'm a QCH therapist. That stands for Quest Cognitive Hypnotherapy. And I work in the UK, mostly online with people from all over the world, people who are struggling with anxiety, perhaps fears, feeling a bit stuck in their lives, feeling down. And I absolutely love my work. It's just an absolute privilege to be able to help people. And I do these lives to try and support people. There's a lot of you. I was chatting to someone who was messaging me yesterday saying that so many of you are waiting for help, waiting for therapy, waiting to get appointments, to begin getting the help that you need. And at the moment, all around the world, I mean, I thought it was just the UK with the NHS, but I've realised, talking to people from the States, from Canada, that it's all over the world. People are struggling to get the help that they need. So all of this stuff I do is absolutely free. Please don't feel the need to subscribe or anything like that. Everything is free. Obviously, the work that I do, I work in private practice, and that is not free. I do charge for that, but I do a lot of stuff that is free. And the school that I teach at and where I trained at, we also do a huge amount for free. So if you have a look at my Quest Hub, which is through my my profile, there's a link tree there. There's loads of resources through there from both the Quest Institute and from me personally. So do go and have a look, and if that can just keep you going for a bit whilst you're waiting, then that would be we're trying to do our best to help in any way that we can. So let me see. Oh, thank you, Isabella. I'm glad you like my hair. That makes me feel good, because I was thinking, I looked in the mirror before I came on and I thought, oh God, it's all a bit bouncy. But thank you, I appreciate that. It makes me feel good. Thank you, Tracy, as well. Thank you for Alexandra sharing the live. Oh, and Zanshin, have you hurt yourself? I missed what had happened, but I hope that you're okay. Lily, you're reading. Oh, and now the messages scrolled through. Let's see, Lily, where have you gone? Let's have a look. Oh, there's so many. My apologies if I don't see your comment. They fly by so quickly. I just saw that one from Lily saying what book you were reading. So I just want to scroll through. Here we go. I'm reading The Devil You Know by Dr. Qand A. Oh, interesting. I've not heard of that. Okay, cool. Right, let me look for some questions to answer. It's interesting seeing your thoughts on music and what you listen to, everyone. FW, yeah, so I'm on my period at the moment and it makes my anxiety so bad. It's so hard. Oh gosh, this it's hard, isn't it? It's hormones will do that for you. So hopefully maybe if you look on my page, maybe there's some tips to help you there. It will pass. That's a good thing, isn't it? That you know with your period, this will end. So just be kind to yourself. Oh, Zanshin, I see there you said that there's connectivity is your end. So, gosh, I'm sorry about that, but I'm kind of relieved it's not my end, because that would be awful. Oh, broken ribs. Oh, my goodness, you poor thing. And, oh, I hope you're all right, Barry. Okay. Let me see. Let me look for... Okay, that's a good question. Oh, I can't see that name. Ailsa. Okay, Ailsa, experiencing physical pain when you have anxiety. Okay, and I'll explain that in a second, okay? It won't be a second and I'll be with you. One more question I can write down. Hello, Soho, NYC. Look, I've been thinking about you this morning. Hope everything is okay. You have to listen to Miley's new song, Sarah. Trust me. Okay, I'll write that down. Miley. Okay, I have made a note. I promise you I will go and listen to that when I come off this live. All right, thank you for the suggestion. Sending you a big hug. Okay, one more question here. Heather says, I don't even know what grime is. Go and look it up, Heather. There's some really good stuff. It's kind of rappy, but it's some beautiful... I love it. It's really... I think it's really, really good. I only like it. I haven't got any of it, don't get me wrong. But my son is really into it. And he's amazing. Like, he knows all the lyrics. Like, he'll be rapping along with them. So, anyway. Okay, Stephen says... Is regular forced exposure to social situations a good idea to reduce social anxiety? Okay, to reduce social anxiety. Okay, I'll answer that. It won't be long, Stephen, and I'll be with you. Let's have a look. Oh, look at you, Lynn and Soho NYC, having a chat about music. I love that. That's so cool. All right, now let me answer these questions. So, Peace World 23, self-confidence tips. So self-confidence is a funny thing, isn't it? And I think it comes and goes in different situations. So I don't know about you, but when I'm sitting at home and I'm watching TV and I'm with my husband, I'm completely confident. This is my realm, and then there are other times when I don't feel so confident. There are times when I feel angry, and I'm sure that perhaps if you reflect on your life, you'll be able to see that maybe there are times when you are confident. And so it's about looking at those times and thinking, well, if you can do it in those times, what's different about the times when you don't feel confident? So also, I think the thing with self-confidence is that perhaps some of it is around trying to be perfect, trying to get everything right, worrying about judgment, that other people are going to think that you're not good enough, all of that kind of thing. And actually, none of us are perfect. It's okay to be you, and it changes over time. And when I was 18, even when I went into my first job, when I was working in casinos at the age of 22, 23, I had no self-confidence at all. I remember someone asking me a question in the staff room in the casino, and I just, oh God, I just didn't know how to speak. I was so shy and so lacking in confidence. And over time, that confidence grows. So I think it's spending time being kind to yourself, having that sense of self-compassion, realising that you are okay as you are, that you don't have to be perfect, and that you're not who you are. So that can be really helpful. And when you're in situations where perhaps you don't feel that confident, then sometimes you can say, oh, I feel a bit nervous about this, and then people will be quite reassuring towards you. And sometimes you can practice some of the techniques that I mention on my page. So perhaps calming techniques like this one, maybe a breath technique like the triangle technique, so that over time you realise that you are becoming more confident in certain situations. And look at the situations where you are confident. So perhaps if you're out with your friends and you feel, yeah, I love being with my friends, I can totally be me. What is it about that situation that's different to the situation where you don't feel confident? Is it the type of people that you're with? Is it the task that you're being asked to do that you don't feel quite confident yet? And that understanding that over time things change. Looking at your idea around failure. What is failure to you? Does it matter? Or can you begin to look at failure as a sense of, it's just information I'm getting? So I had a situation the other day where I was doing supervision for someone, and I just felt so stupid. I'd done 2 sessions of supervision, one with someone who had asked me questions that I had to really think about, and I really loved doing supervision with this person. And actually, we kind of worked together, and that person was good at, we worked our way through the problem. We worked the problem, and then I worked with someone else, and I don't know what it was. I don't think it was nothing to do with them. It was just me and my own sense of, oh no, they think this of me. They don't think I'm good enough. And actually my answer to that was to just be honest, to just say, oh, I don't know. Because I think bluffing it is not such a good idea, because people know when you're bluffing. It's more important to be honest, say that you don't know stuff, or say I feel nervous, and gradually over time, with maturity, over time with practice, you become more confident. And what does confidence feel like to you? Do you want to have a quiet confidence, or do you want to be able to dance on tables and sing in front of people? What is it that you want to achieve? And think to yourself, okay, I'm here now. This is the person that I want to be. This is how I want to feel. How can I work my way towards that place? because self-confidence really is about feeling comfortable in oneself, isn't it? I think. So I hope that helps a bit. I'm just going to see, sort of scroll through. There's lots and lots of comments here, and I really appreciate all the comments. But it's, sometimes I can't answer them all, so my apologies to that. Oh, there's loads of conversations here about music, so I love that you're all chatting with one another. And thank you, Lynn. Lucy, I can see Lynn's answered your question about what QCH therapist is. Yeah, I'm a Quest cognitive hypnotherapist. So Stephen, hopefully I'm going to come to your question as well. I was talking about regular forced exposure to reduce social anxiety, because maybe that linked in a little bit with that question about self-confidence from Peacewell 23. But I'll come back to that a bit more in a second. Ailsa, you asked the question, why do you feel physical pain when you suffer from anxiety? So I'm going to answer that for you. Thank you for asking that question. Welcome to everyone who's arriving. It's really nice to have you here. My name's Sarah, and I'm a Quest cognitive hypnotherapist. I work with people who are experiencing anxiety in their lives, fear, panic attacks, feeling down about various things, feeling stuck, and I do my best on a Friday to hopefully answer some questions and guide you in the right direction to be able to be okay. Let's have a little look. My apologies if I can't answer all of your questions. I'll do my best though. Mark M, I'm sorry to hear you're struggling. I'm glad that you're here, and hopefully being here perhaps can give you some support. Yeah, you're very welcome. And I also, again, thank you again to my moderators, Lynn 250, Jasmine, Vicky Hodson, Zanshin. Thank you for being here. They often can answer questions that I don't see because they come through so quickly, or perhaps I'm waffling on so I don't have the time. So, okay, so let me answer Ailsa's question. That thought of why do we feel physical pain when we have anxiety? It's such a good question because so many of us feel pain when we're anxious. I know when my son was stuck in Australia right at the start of COVID, and I needed to get him home, and I felt physical pain. My stomach hurt, my chest hurt. I couldn't sleep. It was absolutely awful. The reason that we feel that is because our nervous system is trying to send us a message. It's trying to catch our attention by making us feel appalling, because if it just allowed us to just carry on with our life and feel comfortable and happy and marvellous, well, we wouldn't listen to it when it's trying to tell us there's danger. So what it does is, in that instant, a microsecond, when our nervous system notices that there is potential danger in our environment, perhaps coming up, danger to someone that we love, then what happens is that it throws us into fight or flight, and it does that by releasing huge amounts of adrenaline and cortisol, and that starts our heart beating really quickly. It changes our breath, it changes the way our muscles are, so we tend to be very tense, and over time that tension can make us feel pain within our body. My Alexa just went off then for some reason. And if you imagine, if I said to you, okay, for the rest of this life, don't do this, but if I said for the rest of this life, hold your hand up and clench your fist, you wouldn't be able to do that for half an hour. But we do that kind of stuff when we're anxious. Our whole body is tense, and it can be tense for minutes, days, hours, weeks, months. And imagine how that impacts is the word I'm looking for. How that impacts on us as time goes on. It is very, very painful, and that in itself can be something that triggers the anxiety. So people with health anxiety, for example, that's what happens. It goes round and round and round, that the anxiety causes physical pain. Our thinking brain thinks, oh my goodness, we're in pain, and then this must mean that I have this condition. And so you just go round and round in a closed loop of anxiety, pain, more anxiety, more pain, and so on. And the pain also can be, so it can be all sorts of things. It can be headaches, it can be muscle pain, it can be pain in our chest, it can be digestive pain, so we might end up with IBS, for example. There's all sorts of things. What I would say is that if you do have physical pain, always go and get it checked out with your doctor. You can either in the UK call NHS 111 or look at their website, or you can see if you can get hold of your GP. Don't just sit with pain, always go and get it checked out, because the chances are that it's something that can be sorted out pretty quickly. But don't wait, don't be thinking, oh no, it'll be fine. Go and get it checked out, and if it is something medical, then you can get that sorted. And if it's something that is psychological, like anxiety, then you can also get that sorted. But hopefully that answers your question, Elsa. I hope it does. The things that you can do about the pain is all of the stuff that I have on my page. There's lots of information about anxiety, and there's information about self-care, calming techniques, and so you can do a lot for yourself. And if that doesn't clear up the thing that's made you anxious, then you can always look at going to talk to somebody. So I hope that helps a little bit. Thank you for the question. It's a really good question. So let me have a look. Stephen, I'm going to come to you next. Amira, that's a good question. So Amira, how did I decide on QCH? Okay, I'll come back to that. And Vogue icon, what a lovely name. How to cut off toxic friends who are using me for notes at uni and join the new group. That's hard, isn't it? Isn't that awful when people just use and abuse you? Boundaries, Vogue icon, but I'll come back to that. Okay, let me have a little look. So Jessie, I'm going to answer yours too. My GP really aren't understanding when it comes to needing help with anxiety and a diagnosis. Okay. Right, I'm making a note of this so that I can come back to you, Jessie. Okay. Okay, so I've done those. Stephen. So Stephen's question, thank you for asking this. Oh, George, I've just seen this. I'm being bullied at school and my simple use me for my lunch money and call me names. Have you got any advice for 13-year-old year 8? Oh, do you know what, George? I am so sorry. So you're going to jump to the top of my queue of questions. Talk to someone. This is not acceptable in any way, shape or form. Please, please talk to whoever are your grown-ups, whether you've got your mum, your dad, whether you've got someone else around you, whether you've got a teacher that you trust, someone else. Please talk to them, because they will have come across this before. The school needs to know, and these people need to be stopped, because that is absolutely terrible and you deserve better than that. And I know that it feels hard, because I know that probably in your mind you're thinking to yourself, oh, if I tell, then they'll know that it's me and they'll get their revenge on me and all of that kind of stuff. Well, the school will have ways of dealing with this, okay? And there, you absolutely, my heart goes out to you, because I know that when I used to work in a school, it's something that does happen, but schools have an absolute zero tolerance policy. And I know perhaps it's more difficult when you're in secondary school, and year 8 is a tricky year, isn't it? Because you're in that in between space. So absolutely talk to someone. Do not wait. Do it now. Whether you go to someone at school and talk to them and tell them, I'm being bullied, they're taking my lunch money, I'm really frightened that they're going to know that it's me. Because the school can absolutely deal with this without anyone knowing that you've said anything at all. Because I know that in the school that I worked in, whenever we had bullying, we would talk to the whole class, or we talk to the individuals, we talk to the person who was being bullied and say, how can we work with you to help you? What is the best way? So George is saying here, the boy that's the main one has done it since year 7 and he got told off and suspended. Okay, so the fact that you've obviously asked for help in the past and the school knows, and it was serious enough that they suspended this boy, then they know that this is an ongoing thing. And so I would please go and talk to the school. We are all here for you. If you've seen the comments here, all of our hearts are going out to you. You will get through this, that there will be help there that can stop this happening to you. So do you have people that you can talk to? Let's have a look. Yeah, so I can see lots here. So lots of people are saying, sometimes he keeps doing it though, the school is not doing anything. I always tell them and it doesn't help. That's really hard, isn't it? Okay, so are your parents involved? Your grown-ups, are they involved? Because sometimes we have to go beyond what the school are doing and maybe go to the governors. There's I think sometimes when you're 13 it's really hard, because the school, if they're not dealing with it right, then you need to get your support network around you and get them to go to the school and demand that something is done. Because if he's been suspended, then they need to do that again, or they need to look at what's going on for him and give him the support to help him understand that this is not appropriate behaviour. Because there could be stuff going on with him. He could just be a really nasty piece of work, but generally there's stuff going on for him. Why is he stealing your lunch money? Is it because that's the sort of person he is, or is he not got food? Is he stealing your money to buy himself food? Whatever the reason is behind his behaviour is totally unacceptable for him to be behaving towards you in this way. So I know that it feels hard to say, go to school again, tell them again. But what you have to do is you have to absolutely keep pushing and get grown-ups to go in with you, get grown-ups to go in and talk to the school and say that you are really struggling with this. And Lynn has said here, Lynn is my moderator, and she's put up, because I know that there are other people who are struggling today. Samaritans in the UK, you can call 116 123 and they will always talk to you. It's a free number. Mark M, I can see that you're struggling today, so do please call that number. George, there's also Childline that you can call. I don't know, Lynn, if you could maybe have a look for that number, or Jasmine, because they might also have more specific help for you. And there's also a really, I don't know where you are in the country, but I'm just thinking there might be a charity near you, but I'm sorry I can't help you more here and now. But do please talk to people. Do not take this. You don't have to take this, and you will get through this. Please look after yourself. Be kind to yourself. This is not your fault. This is the fault of the person that's doing this. And it's really important that you understand that right now, this is absolutely horrible for you. The number, thank you so much, Lynn, you are such a star, is 0800 1111, and that's Childline. They will have people on there who can help you and give you more specific advice than I can. So 0800 1111. Please give them a call, George. Talk to your parents, talk to the school, and say, I can't take this anymore. This is really affecting my mental health, and he's taking my lunch money every day. Okay, you take care. Come back. Let us know how you're doing, because we care. All right? Right. Stephen, thank you for being so patient. Stephen was asking about is regular forced exposure to reduce to sort of social occasions would that reduce social anxiety? So it always feels a bit weird to go from someone like Mark M and George, who's really struggling, and to sort of have to move on. But I'm sure you understand. Oh, and Amelia saying here, you can also text SHOUT, capital SHOUT, 85258. So hopefully that's helpful to you, George. So obviously you've got stuff, people trying to help you, George, and people trying to help you, Mark, and perhaps others of you who are sort of just sitting here and quietly grateful for the help of this community. So thank you to all of you who are so helpful. So Stephen, it's a tricky one, thinking about, forced exposure. It sounds so tough, doesn't it? Social anxiety is totally real. It's a horrible thing to feel. And sorry, I'm just going to sip of my water. And I don't really like the idea of forced, because I think to myself, that's just, if you're forcing yourself to do anything, then that's showing your nervous system that you're going into your red zone. If you think of like your green comfort zone, is the place where you feel comfortable, okay? And then it's okay to sort of step into the amber zone, to do things which are a little bit of a push, but you know that you can come back in to your, oh, thank you, Jen, that's very kind of you. You can come back into your green zone. If you're doing forced exposure, to me that really sounds like you're pushing yourself into the red zone. And I don't think personally that that's particularly helpful. So I think that it's that sense of being kind to yourself, understanding that it's okay it's okay to feel anxious in social situations, and it will be happening for a reason. I think it's normal that all of us, potentially feel a bit when we go and we meet new people, or if we're in situations where, for me, for example, I'm an introvert, and there's nothing worse for me than going to a party with loads of people standing around, loud music, and I'm having to sort of shout to be heard, and I can't hear other people. So if you're an introvert, then it's going to feel very different for you to if you're an extrovert, and maybe you get your energy from those sort of situations. So it's okay not to love those kind of situations. So be kind to yourself, and maybe be reflective of, what kind of person am I? What do I feel comfortable with? So I think it's much better to look at, when do I feel comfortable? Be curious. When are the times where I feel really comfortable and really these are my people, these are my tribe, and then think about, okay, what is it about the times when I don't feel comfortable? Is that a new one-on-one situation? Is it being like me and being at a party situation? What is it? And how can I bring some of my coping strategies that work for me when I'm in a comfortable situation? How can I bring those into a situation where I feel a bit anxious? So I hope that helps a bit. If you look on my page, I've done various videos on social anxiety, so that might help a bit more. Do go and have a look at that. Let's have a look. Let me see. I'll tick you off, Stephen, that I eventually answered that. So, Amira, you asked me, how did I decide on QCH? So I became a quest-cognitive hypnotherapist. And the reason that I did is because I did lots and lots of research. I knew I wanted to do hypnotherapy. I was looking for a school. I wanted to do a school that was really recognised as a very good school, that had a long training course. I didn't want to do just a quick training. I wanted to do something that was very solid, that was accredited, I contacted lots of different schools, and there was just something about the Quest Institute that I really liked. It was very professional, it was very community based, it was very friendly, it was quite relaxed in lots of ways. And I went along for an interview and I just thought, yeah, these people are the right people for me. And it was more than just hypnotherapy. QCH is not just hypnotherapy, it is a framework for all sorts of therapies, because what we do is we sort of bring all sorts of things together, like EFT, like NLP, like AMDR, all sorts of things, which I'm reeling off those numbers and letters and things, and you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but they're all very useful therapies, and it was just the right place for me, and I've never looked back. I absolutely love it. Vogue icon, so thank you, and I let me just catch up with everyone here. It's very nice to have you all here. My name's Sarah. I'm a QCH therapist, and I come live every Friday at some point to talk about anxiety, to answer any questions, and we're a really friendly community and we're very welcoming. It's very safe here, very non-judgmental, and it's kept that way by my lovely moderators Lynn250, Jasmine, Vicky Hudson and Zanshin, who are all here to help, because as you can see probably there's loads and loads and loads of questions and comments that come flying through, and I'm blind as a bat, so even though I've got the text enlarged, I don't see them all, and so they help me to make sure that you can sort of pin phone numbers and pin helpful comments and so on. So thank you to them. So we've got about another 15 minutes. We're going to be finishing at 1 o'clock, but Vogue icon, you are asking a question about how do I cut off my toxic friends at uni? They're just using you to take your notes. Well, what a horrible bunch of people. Honestly, why do people behave like that? So I feel for you. It's tricky, isn't it? Oh, Ali, yes, hello, you can ask us a question. I will do my best to get to it and look for it. And Dr. Moses John Rodriguez, it's a delight to connect with a fellow psychotherapist. I am not a psychotherapist, I have to say. I'm a QCH therapist, but thank you for that. I'm very flattered. So, how do we cut off from toxic friends? Boundaries are really important in life, and boundaries are difficult sometimes, especially, it's really easy to cut someone off that you don't like and that you don't have much connection with. But when they're friends, it's very important to us as human beings that we fit in. We're hardwired to want to fit in with people. We need our tribe because we need the protection, we need the acceptance, we need that sense of being enough. And being the right type of person. And so if we start to get the vibes, if people start to behave towards us in the way that your friends are behaving towards you at uni, our nervous system tells us this is not right. And yet there's that push me, pull you of, I want to fit in, I want them to be my friends, but they're treating me really badly. What do I do? So unfortunately, sometimes you have to step into that discomfort zone and say no. So if they want your notes, I don't know how they're going about this, but it's really important that, being able to step up and say, no, I'm sorry, I need them at the moment, or or even say, I'll send them to you, but don't send them, and then they will start to get the idea. If they are behaving in a way that they are not your friends and you don't want to be friends with them anymore, then it's not going to hurt, is it? If you just, it's always important to be kind and polite and say, no, I'm sorry. It's really important that you do your own notes because you will understand them more. That sort of thing. And if they get cross with you, if they're your friends, if they're your real friends, they will understand. And they will say, okay, fair enough. Thank you so much for all the times you've lent us your notes. If they're not your friends, if they're just using you, which I get the impression perhaps they are, then you don't need them in your life. What's the worst that can happen? So I think it's really important to draw that boundary and learn how to say no. And then that gives you the chance to be able to go, right, I am going to be friends with this new group of people. Because sometimes in life we have people in our lives who are vampires, who absolutely suck everything from us that they can. They use us. And those are not friends. Those are not people that we need in our life. What we need in our life, in every sort of relationship, are people who are kind, who are honest, who are comforting, who are there for us, who are supportive. And then it's the equality of giving, isn't it? You give to them, they give to you, and it's balanced. If it doesn't feel balanced, then it's important to look at what's going on here. So I hope that helps. I know that's probably it's not an easy answer, is it? To say that you have to say no sometimes. So good luck. I hope you're all right with that. And maybe, if you have... Oh, it's all right, Ali. I've just seen your question. Okay, I will come to you, Ali, so don't worry. I'll scroll and find it if it doesn't stay pinned. So yeah, I know it's not easy to draw boundaries, and sometimes we start in small ways, and sometimes we need a proper good friend with us to help us say no, to support us. So sometimes it's worth talking to someone that we do really trust and say, I need to start saying no to these people, and they will help you with that. They'll say, yes, you can do this, I will back you up. So I hope that's helpful, Vogue Icon. You take care. So Jessie was asking that, because I was talking about the physical sensations we get with anxiety, and I said whenever you get a physical pain, it's always worth getting it checked out by your doctor. And Jessie was saying, well, her GP, sorry, Jessie, or I don't know if what gender you are, but Jessie was saying that their GP is not very understanding, not giving a diagnosis. And unfortunately, this can be the case sometimes. It's the case with any profession. There are people who are really good at their jobs, and there are people who are not so good and don't have a very good bedside manner. So I would say, first of all, perhaps go and see a different GP in your practice. You can always potentially change practices. Another thing that you can do is you could go privately to see a therapist if you wanted. If you know that you've got stuff going on with you, with your mental health, then you could look at various different charities. Mind UK is really good. Anxiety UK is really good. There's all sorts of places that you can go and ask for help and advice. But the GP is paid to help you, and so if they're not giving you what you need, then do go and see a different one and say to this one, I need your help. I'm really concerned about my mental well-being. I need help. I want to see a talking therapist, and insist on that if you can. And if they're if you don't feel confident in doing that, then sometimes, if you want to take someone with you, if you want to take a trusted friend or partner and say to the GP, I'm going to bring this person along with me because I want them here to support me, that's fine. You're absolutely allowed to do that. So I hope that helps a little bit. Gosh, it's hard, isn't it? It really makes me cross, actually, when people are not supportive and helpful. because it's, we need that, don't we? When we're at a low ebb, we really need people to be supportive and helpful towards us. And, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Okay, let's have a look. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the kindness that you show to one another. It's really lovely to see. So, right, Ali, I'm going to have a look and see. Let's have a look. So let me see your question, Ali. Can you just do it again, Ali, because I can't see. Let's see. I'm just seeing if I can see your question. Oh. Sorry about this. I'm just scrolling through. I know it's a question about staying, but I don't quite know where you're staying, Ali. What's going on? What's going on? Let's have a look. Okay. What are your tips for knowing when it's worth staying? Okay. So it depends on what you're talking about, Ali. So there's a couple of things. So if you're thinking about staying in a relationship, or are you thinking about staying here alive? Because there's a big difference between those two. So what's going on for you? Just here. Okay. It is absolutely worth staying. It's absolutely worth staying. And I know that you're going through hard times, Ali, and that's why I'm really glad that you've stayed here and that you've come here to the live and that you've asked that question. I know that everyone here, Lynn, Jasmine, Vicky, Zanshin, everyone in this live who've seen you in the lives over periods of time, we would be devastated if you stopped coming to these lives and you weren't here. I love seeing your TikToks that you post. You're so gentle, you're so lovely, and I just think that it's so important that you know that we are absolutely here for you, and you're part of our community. And although it's really hard for you right now, and I know that you have an awful lot going on in your life, this period of time will pass, and you will come through to a period of time where everything feels a lot more stable. And please remember that, because it's really important. There will come a time when you'll look back at this, and perhaps you'll look back at asking this question and feeling this way, and you'll think to yourself, I'm so glad that I stayed. So it's as simple as that, really. And I know that it's hard, but I think the most important thing is it's not a dumb question at all. I think it's a question that many of us have asked ourselves, because it's one of those things that sometimes you get to a place where you just can't see the point. You think, what is the point? When is this ever going to get better? And when you're in that place, you have to bear in mind that you're not thinking straight. Your brain is searching desperately for a solution. And sometimes the solution that it finds is, would it just be easier if I didn't wake up in the morning? And although it's understandable that many of us might have those thoughts, I want to say to you that that is not a solution. That is a solution that's being offered, but it's one solution, and it's a solution that would cause devastation to the people who know you, the people who love you, the people on here who I always remember you arriving with your name, the Fainting Goat, and thinking, I love that name so much. And now we've come to know you as Ali. And it's, please stay. Talk to someone. Talk to maybe one of your therapists. talk to someone that you know who will understand and is a real person, that you can have that backwards and forwards, rather than, I'm glad that you're here and you've typed that message. The next step is to talk to someone, and whether there's a Samaritans where you are, I know that you're not in the UK, or whether there's someone locally that you can chat with, that's the next step. And you have nothing to apologise for. Please don't ever apologise. I think that you've shown great courage in asking that question and being so honest. So you take care of yourself. I am sending you a very big hug, and as Isabella says, it's always worth staying, Ali. You don't know what you were going to do in your life. I remember having that thought many years ago now, and I really didn't see the point of staying, but I did. And if I hadn't have stayed, I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing now. And you don't know what life holds for you. Just because life has been a certain way up to now doesn't mean that it can't change, and that you can't create change, because you can create change. Right now is not the time to be doing anything massive. Right now is the time to just look after you. Reach out for help, which is what you've done here. Be with other people. Be safe for now. That's the most important thing. And I need you to come back next Friday and let us know how your week has been. All right? Will you promise me that? Will you come back next Friday and just let us know that you've looked after yourself this week? Yeah, I'm glad I stayed too. And I'll be very, very glad when I see you next week and I know that you've stayed. Okay? Right. That's all right. You take care, Ali. You take care. Go and find someone, real person. I know I'm a real person, but go and find someone. Be kind to yourself. Stay. Be safe. Okay? I'll see you next week. So, I am going to draw things to a close now. So, I am so glad that so many of you have found us today. Shelby, I'm glad that you found us. It's lovely to have you here. Isabella, thank you for being here. Alexandra, it's lovely to have seen you, and I'm glad that you've been here. I'm going to say goodbye now, but as always, I want you to know that this live, if you've just dipped in a little bit and been backwards and forwards, or maybe you've just seen the end, or maybe you just saw the beginning, all of my lives are always up on my YouTube, and you can get to my YouTube channel either by looking for Sarah Aries Therapy, but I know my name is not the easiest to spell, so you can also very conveniently find it on my YouTube channel, on my link. So if you look at my name at the top left hand side, there's a picture. You click on that, goes through to my profile page, the grid page, and on there's a link tree, and that takes you through to lots and lots of stuff, and the top link is my YouTube. And so this will be on my YouTube channel at some point today, so go and have a look there. And yeah, if you want to subscribe to that, lovely. Don't subscribe to TikTok, because they charge you money, and it's all free on here as far as I'm concerned. Thank you, Lynn250. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Vicky Hudson. Thank you, Zanshin. Barry, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for being my moderators and being so kind and so generous, giving your time to help everybody. I've just seen BE saying you like my nails. Thank you. My nails are done by the amazing Paige Thackeray. Paige Thackeray Nails and Beauty. She is like my therapist. I tell you what, I don't know if you're here today, Paige, because I know she pops in and watches my lives sometimes, but I love my nails. I used to really pick at my cuticles until I started going to see Paige, and she's changed my life. So thank you. But anyway, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time thanking everyone and saying cheerio, but I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your Friday, and have a lovely weekend. Be kind to yourselves, keep going, take care, and I will see you next Friday I think I'm probably going to be about 10 o'clock next Friday morning, UK time. So it'd be really nice to see you if you can make it. And yeah, you take care. Thank you for everything. Right, I'm going to just say some goodbyes. Let's have a look. Jasmine, I didn't ask if you'd done some biking today. Have you done some kilometres on your bike? Bucky, have a good weekend. You take care. Oh, Jasmine, do your nails again. Thank you, Alexandra. They are nice, aren't they? Oh, that's lovely. Have a lovely afternoon, Tracy. Debbie Rivard, Sarah, this session helped me so much and turned my spirits around, and I have some hope in my life. Oh, bless you. You have a lovely rest of your day, Debbie, and a good weekend. You take care of yourself. That's really lovely of you to say that. Gosh, Charlie, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, Alexandra. Let's have a look. Take care, everyone, says Lynn 250. Bye, Jessie. You take care. I hope you get the help that you need, my lovely. Heather, it's so lovely to see you. Thank you for all your support. Have a great weekend. You take care. Oh, Shanti, we're just kind of wrapping up now, I'm afraid. Sorry that it's all ending. But, oh, Ruth Fowkes. Thank you for your advice in your last live. It really changed my weekend. Oh, that's so cool. I'm really pleased. That's really nice. Really nice. I'm glad. Let's see. Oh, gosh. Oh, Michelle. How are you doing, Michelle? I am sending you a big hug. Michelle Kitch. It's so lovely to see you. I don't know if you've been here the whole live, but I'm sending you a big cuddle and hoping that you're all right. I sent you a message, but this is like, keep going, girl. You've got this. You've got this. And take care. Oh, Sienna. Oh, nice to see you, Sienna. That's lovely. Lovely. Listen to Balance by Lucy Spraggan. Okay, I will. God, I've got Miley's new song and I've got Balance by Lucy Spraggan. I'm going to be all musiced up today. Let's have a look. Oh, my next live, Sienna, is next Friday. I think I'm going to do it at 10 a.m. UK time. So hopefully see you then. That'd be nice. I always, once I arrange it, it's always on my profile so you can register. And I also, a couple of days before, I always do a post with a pink box so you can set a reminder. But next Friday morning at 10 a.m. Okay. Let's have a look. Lovely. Ah, good. I'm glad you made it, Michelle, just for a little bit. That's cool. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Really nice to see you, and I will see you soon. You take care. Thank you for everything. Bye.